Today's episode of the Get Home Safe podcast contains explicit language that may not be suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
It's time to play ball. Welcome to the podcast with no limits. Whether it be sports, current events, or random thoughts, this is the place to step in and stay a while. Your host is a proud alumnus of Rio Hondo Prep, a former minor league baseball umpire, and a man with strong opinions. Welcome to the Get Home Safe podcast and your host, Matt Ursuma.
Yeah. We've heard the song and dance before. We're back for the weekly Wednesday weigh-in with Bill Barnes. We're recording a little late. I guess I'll take the blame for that, Bill.
You're damn right you will.
Oh,
You're damn right, because you decided to sleep till noon yesterday and ignore all my attempts to do this yesterday when we were supposed to do it. I made sacrifices in my work day to get here on time, and you slept. Okay,
it's
great.
never Bill's fault. Hopefully you guys have heard that from a time
Not this
to time.
time.
Not this time.
Not this time.
You canceled on me on Sunday for Monday and said Tuesday. I said, okay. And then you text me Tuesday morning at some godforsaken time when I work till midnight or so, 1 a.m. or so. Fine. I'll take it, Bill. I didn't know you were going to work for 25 minutes and then be available.
I made my day. I made it happen. Okay. The people need us. The people want us. We're here for them.
Yes, they do.
We're a day late and several dollars short. Chris with his introduction, I love it. He said that it's time to play ball. It is. I'm going to be coming in high and tight today. I'm going to be throwing some chin music at you because we usually agree on a lot of things. Today, we absolutely vehemently disagree on some things that
government control.
Yes.
Things of that nature.
Yes. I've been around a little longer than you have. I've been around the block once, twice, maybe even 3 times. And you're not even around the, mid block in life. And I know when it's time to throw in the towel and just submit. You think that every time there is trouble in paradise and that the government is coming down on you in a way that you should, draw the line in the sand. Well, this isn't the fight. This isn't the fight to do that with right now. And we're talking about the vaccine. We will get into that in just a second. Let's take a timeout. Let's talk about a more positive situation.
A better time in our lives.
Which was today's Wednesday, Saturday evening.
Yes. Bill, last week after we recorded our Wednesday show, you said, hey, what are you doing Saturday night? When are you off work? I said, well, I can get up, 7, 8 o'clock. We can probably meet up. So me and Valerie came and met you at an establishment, not in LA County.
No.
Came to hang out with you and the lovely Donna. And I must say, I think your opinions are, at least today, are BS, but I gotta respect your game, my friend, because the lovely Donna is way, way too cool for you. Way too attractive for you. I don't know how much you're paying her or what the deal is, but she was a great time to be around Saturday night.
Again, you're absolutely right. I've outkicked my coverage
big time
in a big way. She's a beautiful woman inside and out. Sweet gal. I just want to say, I know she watches, and I want to say that, she lost her dad last week after a long battle with cancer. And Sal, hopefully he's watching upstairs, and he's getting a kick out of this. And
he's home safe.
Yes, he's home safe. And Donna was right there with him to the end, and her family, her 2 sisters. And Godspeed, Sal. And like I told you when I met you a couple of weeks ago, I said, "Don't worry, Sal. Your daughter will be taken care of." And he came up and he looked at me. He goes, "You?" I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Honey, I've changed my mind. Give me the chemo, give me the radiation. I don't trust him." Joke. And I already told Donna that, so it's not like
it's been approved.
Yeah, it's been approved. So anyway,
we had a great time, man. Yeah. We had some pizza at the table. We had a few beverages. There were other vaccinated and non-vaccinated amongst us. I did, throw that in there.
And some very drunk and disorderly.
Oh, those people. Well, if there were people, they needed to go, and I'm glad they eventually did.
There was an invasion in that place that night. I thought I was back at Guantanamo Bay back in the early 60s in Cuba, because there was a Bay of Pigs that walked in, and I thought, holy shit.
Oh, why is it the least attractive
Oh my
among
God.
us are so loud. Why
Oh,
is that?
I couldn't.
I
mean,
tried. I'm not an attractive man. I try to be quiet except for this podcast.
You know, I mean, now I'm completely convinced that pigs can walk and talk and try to play pool.
Try to play pool.
Okay.
That was insane.
Oh my God.
They
Anyway.
they eventually left.
Mhm.
We ran into a bartender who has
And
served
she's
you a
and,
time
and
or
believe it
two.
or not, she's also a public school teacher. Now I know why kids are fucked up.
She's a school
Yes.
teacher.
Now I know why kids are fucked up.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay.
She was, can you say hammered?
Great gal, great girl. She was very, very friendly, very nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun running into people. Donna had a good time. Ballard had a good time. And we kept it going. We brought it back.
Well, because you two, you Ubered there.
Yeah, we're safe.
And I'll be damned if I'm going to pay another dime for a fucking Uber ever again after the. So I watched my intake, and I was able to drive. I drove us back here where we kept going down in the ballroom downstairs, and probably drank a little longer than I should have because the next day was tough. But everybody lived to see another day. We had a good time.
Yeah,
Donna had a good time.
It's great meeting.
I had yeah. So anyway, again,
we hadn't been out in a while.
No,
a long time.
Long time.
I mean, I know we're not allowed to the past few months, but
Right.
man, I'm trying to think. We usually meet up with the gang, at the headquarters
I think the
or
last
whatever.
time maybe was like May for a very brief time in the afternoon over in Laverne.
Oh, that's right. Daytime. We got you out in the daytime, which was nice.
It's hard to believe.
Dangerous. But one of the reasons I like that spot that we were at Saturday is because when everything was kind of shut down, they had a giant sign on the wall, kind of like that flag there.
Mhm.
And it said, we are open. This is a peaceful protest. We are open for that reason.
Let me again, going back to Saturday night, before we met with you, we went to a restaurant in Victoria Gardens for dinner. Okay. Because parking there, traffic there, because it is San Bernardino County and because they don't have a stupid mask rule like LA does, it was crowded. So I pulled in, I dropped Dawn off. I said, hey, run in. If you want to sit at the, if there's cause it's going to be crowded, grab a seat at the bar if it's open and park the car, I'll be right in, or, put your name in for a table. Okay. She goes in, she gets a seat at the bar. Well, let me tell you what a dick move took place later in that evening. I'm sitting there with her and there's a guy there on the other side of her. He had to be in his 70s. Okay. And, he'd been drinking a little bit. And his name was, I won't say his name, but anyway, he's there and he keeps talking to, Dawn. And Dawn is a nice gal. She'll talk to anybody. So she's talking to him and they're having a conversation, and I sit down and she introduces me and blah, blah, blah. Well, he seems like a nice old guy. Well, he leaves and unbeknownst to me, he writes a little note to her with his phone number and slips it in her purse as he gets up to leave because she found it later at the place we were at.
Oh, we need to use that number. We got some listeners who will bomb this guy.
And I thought, what a jackass,
Would you ever do that?
Absolutely. If she was alone and I was alone, hell no, I would just talk to her. But no, there with another guy, no,
Come on.
That's a man code violation, big time.
Amen.
You don't do that shit.
Yeah.
Brandon
Brothers, watch it sometime.
And yeah. And it sounds like, the guy's pretty filthy rich. He lives up in the way north end of Alta Loma, not even Rancho Cucamonga, but Alta Loma. So the guy's got some dough and he thought maybe, he could, slip a fast one. But anyway, I just thought that was kind of a dick move.
Oh, it is. It is. He'll get his. Hopefully she saved that number and we can.
No, I think she tore it up.
Okay. Well, good for her.
Or she probably memorized the number in her head and called the guy. Who knows?
Now we're talking.
All right.
I knew. Look at. What's it been? 2 weeks with you? What is that? That's 14 days. Come on.
You gotta weigh your options.
You better.
You gotta have backups.
You better keep bringing it, Bill. I got to tell you. No, she was great. She listens to the show.
She does.
She was a fan. She was great. She told me, man, you had a wonderful pastor, missionary man on after Bill. What a difference in shows. Mr. Pat Taylor, who was a great show, and I said, yeah, we try to be diverse here. Bill Barnes brings the crazy wildness on Wednesdays, and we try to talk with some good people Fridays.
You go from pathetic jackasses to pastors in a span of 2 days. So
what is it? So you got on a red shirt here, Spider logo. Is this a low key Spider-Man shirt?
No, I got this for $4.99 at a Nordstrom rack in Woodland Hills.
Nice.
Yeah, I come on. I don't buy it for style. I buy it price.
Yeah.
I don't pay top retail for anything.
Oh, yeah, this is true. Spider-Man Barnes. Last thing I'll say, Donna, she held her own, drink wise, and
she's got a wicked, dry, lunatic sense of humor. Okay, she, from what I understand, she likes to play a lot of practical jokes. Maybe this is a big practical joke on me. Maybe in a couple of weeks the gig will be up and all my friends are going to come out and, hey, yeah, the joke was on you, jackass, or whatever. I don't know, but no, she's fun. Likes to joke, likes to put. She carries a purse full of plastic spiders.
Oh, is that why you're wearing a tribute to her?
Yeah.
Wow.
And she'll place them in strategic locations sometimes to freak people out.
That's disgusting, Donna.
We went to Target on Saturday to buy some stuff. And before you know it, we're in the toy department and she's buying a snake, a toy snake.
Oh, what a monster. What is she doing?
Hey, you know what?
Oh my goodness. Well, I look for,
I believe me,
I'll snap.
There are worse things.
Oh, yeah,
So,
absolutely.
yeah.
Well, I look forward to another night out soon. We don't get to do it often. We're both busy men. You've been working like a dog. I'm glad you're available today, at least, even though we are a little late. I know it's all on me. Okay.
All right. Enough friendly shit.
Let's get into
all right.
this,
Now let's just cut the bullshit.
All right.
Get into the point that I approve vaccines. I'm getting fucking pissed. I'm getting pissed off that I am having to carry the load for you non-vaxxed people that won't get a fucking vaccine. All right. I am sick and tired of the government forcing me, who's been vaccinated, to wear a mask to cover your ass.
So you're mad at the government then?
No. I'm mad at them, and I'm mad at, you know what? There needs to be two things happening. Either the government minds their own fucking business.
I like that.
And say, everybody enter on your own. All right. Or, and that's not going to happen. Okay. Because the government thinks they can control us, run us, which they do. And there's not a fucking thing we can do about it. You got to pay your taxes. You got to pay $17 a gallon for gas. You have to pay an inflated price for rent and house payments. You got to pay an inflated amount of money now. Okay. If we were going to draw a line in the sand and say enough's enough, wouldn't it be the price of gas? Wouldn't it be the way government handouts are being handed out? Now, people are going to say, Bill, you're a caved in asshole. Say it. I don't give a flying fuck. Say it. The bottom line is nobody can give anybody one solid good reason why, other than I don't want to, on why you shouldn't get the vaccine. Yes, it's your choice. Yes, it's your choice. But it's not going to be your choice anymore, because you know what they're doing slowly but surely? I have it in my phone, a little thing where I can go up to some place and it'll show that I'm vaccinated. Okay. Mm-hmm. I've got a copy of my vaccination card I carry with me, just in case when I want to go to that restaurant, I want to go to that bar, I want to get on that plane, I can show them that I'm fucking vaccinated and they can't refuse me. Before long, when the drug becomes approved by the FDA, that will be mandatory. Trust me. It's going to be forced on you. So, if the majority of this country feels like this is the time to draw the line in the sand and fight the government, so be it. But it's not. It's not, because the majority have gotten the fucking shot. Now So
we should be good then.
Stop. No.
Oh.
No. Not good enough, because the government's not going to stop until 80% of the people in this country have been vaccinated. Okay. And now they've got this Delta variant that's infecting the unvaccinated, just like a regular seasonal flu shot. If you get that, it may curb the effects of the regular flu. It's not going to completely make it go away. And they said at the beginning, if you get the COVID shot, the COVID vaccine, it may not make it completely COVID proof, but if you get it, it will be mild. That's what they're saying. Okay. Christ, who knows? It could kill you. I don't fucking know, but I do know this, that as much as I distrust the government, as much as I distrust the democratic regime that's going on with this country, there's a certain amount of people that I do trust, and that's the medical scientists that have been working on a vaccine for years and years and years and years. And I did trust Donald Trump, who said when this whole thing started, the only way we're going to beat this is with a vaccine. And he said, full speed ahead with Operation Warp Speed. And guess what? Guess fucking what? Under his watch, they came up with it. Mm-hmm. And now all of a sudden, all these Trump supporters, who I love and adore because I'm a Trump supporter to a certain degree, were loving it. Now that Biden's in office, that's I don't trust the vaccine. They're putting a way to track me. They're putting a way to know they're altering my DNA to make me into a freaking a barn owl or some damn thing. Bullshit. They want to track you. They can track you with this goddamn phone. They want to track you. They can track you with they can slip a freaking tracking device in your shoe. All right. Nike can make a shoe that puts a tracking device in it. All right. So don't tell me, you can come up with all the bullshit excuses you want to because you want to hold out and not get the fucking thing. All right. But the truth of the matter is, before long, you're going to have to. Because they're already in the county of LA, there's already 13 or 14 bars that have said you must show proof of vaccination to even come in the fucking place. Okay.
It's a good way to lose money.
Well, you know what? They want to stay open. They want to fucking stay open. They want to stay open, Matt.
So with that proof, are people still required to, if you prove that you have a vaccine, do you still have to wear a mask?
No, because because you're inside, you are sitting at a bar, sitting at a table. You do not have to wear a mask because you have food or drink in progress. Now, when you get up to go take a shit or a piss, you might have to, but I think if everyone's vaccinated, common sense will prevail and that will be overlooked.
Do you remember when our vice president, Kamala Harris, said, I will not take a vaccine that is produced by the Trump administration? And then magically overnight, when an administration changes, then they began pushing it. So what I want to know,
point exactly.
I want to know, hang on. I want to know what changed. That to me is telling me that it is a partisan issue to some degree.
No,
the Democrats are in charge now.
No. You're talking about a dumb fuck that anything that comes out of her mouth is idiotic. Okay. So that doesn't surprise me. Okay. You're talking about someone who has no fucking intelligence spewing that bullshit. Okay. Because she's a fucking zero. Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. Let's just establish that right off the bat. She is a zero. We'd be better off with, what about
Fauci?
Kelly Ripa being vice president than her.
What about Fauci? You've been hard on him. Now we're supposed to.
He's an idiot. I think he was part of the whole spill in China, and he's trying to cover it up. Mm-hmm. Okay. The bottom line is, at some point in time, the government, the people who control you, the people who tell you, that make the laws, as fucked up as they are, they control you. And until such time as it is a completely United States on something that they want to shove down your throat, you need to pick your battles. This is not one to pick. Get the fucking shot and move on with life. Yes. Will there be something down the road? Yes. Will they try to take your guns? Perhaps. I don't think they're that stupid. But, they never cease to amaze me.
I do think there are some vaccination, not approvals. What was it? Proof of vax coming. I disagree with that because the same people that believe in that do not believe in a voter ID. Proving an ID.
Apples and oranges.
Well, which one is it?
Apples and oranges. Ask the fucking idiots in charge. Ask them.
Okay.
They want it all. They want you to be vaccinated, and they want to be able to produce ballots that make them win. Mm-hmm. Okay. They want control.
So you're saying give it to them. Just submit.
On this one, yes.
Oh,
get it done. Do you want to wear a mask the rest of your fucking life?
No.
Neither do I. Especially when I've been vaccinated.
And I don't really.
Well, do you want to be able to go to your favorite watering hole that says, hey, jackass, you can't come in unless you're vaccinated? I still want that freedom. And I've already got it. I've had my 2 shots, wherever the fuck they were.
Yeah.
I've already had my 2 shots. Okay. I'm good.
How many vaccines are there? Aren't there a few? There's a Johnson & Johnson and a Pfizer.
And they say the Johnson & Johnson one now is a little suspect.
So why don't we take 2 vaccines?
Because the Pfizer,
we wear 2 masks. Let's wear
Moderna,
2 vaccines. Where does this end?
it's the medical process that I personally approve of and think that it's a good deal because this, 98, 99% of the new cases are of the unvaccinated. All right.
Which makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. My point. Get a fucking shot and let's get on with life.
Okay. So let's go to an area I think we can agree on. The second part of your post, Bill was kicked off of or you were censored.
They removed a post.
You were censored, which should be terrifying.
It was probably from Ricciardi's comment because Ricciardi's got major red flags with Facebook. So anytime Ricciardi, he was my only comment. Anytime Leo Ricciardi comments, that sends the Facebook police into a frenzy.
I have no issue with people. Like, what's funny is people who get vaccinated, they have an issue with people who are not vaccinated. People who are not vaccinated, they don't have an issue with people vaccinated. They're like, okay, man.
Of course, because they're fucking safe around them.
Okay.
They're taking the bullet for them, Matt.
What are you talking about?
They gave me 2 fucking shots, right?
Yeah.
You're around me. You're not going to get fucking sick. So of course you want me to take it.
And you're not going to get sick around me.
Not necessarily.
I thought you were vaccinated.
I am, but I could still get it and possibly carry it. Possibly. Let's weigh the options. You, Mr. Unvaccinated, okay? Me vaccinated, you not. Me not get you sick, you can get me sick to a certain degree and I can pass it. So if you're vaccinated and I'm vaccinated, that's 2 positive equals another positive there, okay?
Wait a minute. The vaccine does not work or it doesn't? It does.
It works.
Okay.
Especially when 2 people who are vaccinated are together. Now I'm taking my chances. I'm rolling the fucking dice sitting here talking to you because you could be infected and it could be blown into me.
But you're vaccinated.
I am, but I can still somehow get it very slightly and then pass it to someone who's not, like a child, and get them sick.
Much like.
Whereas if you're vaccinated, connect the dots with me, shall we? You're vaccinated, I'm vaccinated. Okay. We're fine. We're 95%. You not vaccinated, me vaccinated. We're about 50, 60% because you could be infected. Give it to me. Okay. And I could give it to someone else and not feel the effects.
As a vaccinated person.
That's why these motherfuckers in Los Angeles want the vaccinated to wear a fucking mask. They're not doing it just to shove it up their ass. Well, they are, but that's not the whole reason. They have a rhyme. They have an answer for everything. Is that reason?
It could be an answer, but I want to play let's play the circle of life
here.
Play
the circle jerk game all day long, Matt. The bottom line is get a fucking vaccine and move on. You're going to have to. I guarantee you, your company, when they approve this goddamn thing, when they approve either Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, or Moderna, when they approve it,
okay,
which will be soon.
Sure.
Which will be soon. They're going to make you, hey, you want to keep working here? Get a vaccine.
Like when it's approved, I think a lot of people would probably be less hesitant.
Oh, bullshit.
I think they will.
Bullshit.
But
I say bullshit.
But that's
the naysayers are going to be naysayers to the end. Okay. I know some people that are dug in that they're anti-vax and they'll be it.
I want to go back to the concept of, don't blow up here.
I'm gonna.
Okay, you're vaccinated. I'm not. Okay, you're telling me you have a 50% chance of getting it?
No.
Okay,
I have a 50% chance of getting some type of it if you're infected.
But you're vaccinated.
It doesn't fucking matter.
So then,
I'm vaccinated, but I can still get it. Just like you know what? If I can't smell and you throw a bucket of shit on me, the shit's on me, but I still can't smell it, but I have it on me. Whereas
I don't know if that works.
It does work because the effects are there, but I don't feel it, but I can still pass it.
You can.
Yeah.
Vaccinated.
Yes.
Vaccinated. Okay.
Very slight chance. So eliminate that chance even more with you being vaccinated. Then our chances of getting it are basically
Here's the arguments.
Very minute.
Here's the arguments I hear.
Now, look, don't get me wrong. I don't give a flying, you know what, if the government wasn't this, what they should be doing is saying, look, everybody enter at their own risk. We're opening everything up. If you get it and die, you get it and die. Sorry. Do not pass go, do not collect $200. I get it, but they're not. They're not, and they never will. They want to be up your ass in your life from beginning of the day to the end of night, and they want to run your life. Okay, that's what they do. That's who they are. We either choose to play by their rules, or we can go and live over on down in Skid Row and just live like champions down there. You either follow. That's why they can't give rooms to the homeless, because they don't want rules. They don't want rules. There are rules. A lot of them I despise, like this one. This rule, and it will become stronger and stronger and stronger. Trust me.
Yeah. Okay. I want to say that where I think we agree is they need to just open up, like Texas,
and we also
like
need
Florida.
to agree that that's not going to happen.
Well,
because we've got a chicken shit Democratic run leadership in this state. At the state level, local level.
I just find it hard to believe if someone's vaccinated, why they're terrified that someone else isn't.
I'm not terrified that you're not. I can give two shits.
Fair enough. But
it's the people, it's the government that's terrified. Mm-hmm. That's their reasoning. The government's reasoning is, well, there's that one in 100 million thousand chance that unvaccinated person you could get him sick, so we better mask them all.
Hey, Bill, do you think anyone out there wants to die? I'm being serious. Like maybe people old or suffering or whatever, but your average citizen, especially younger people, probably anyone under 50.
No.
Okay, no one wants to die, right? So,
but they don't. I think a lot of people like you and I, we don't fear it.
So that's my point. Is that I think with COVID, some people fear it more than others. People don't fear the 98%, 99, whatever it is, survival rate. They don't
people
fear
that fear
that
it are the ones these
as much as a
ass clown morons that I see driving by themselves in a vehicle wearing a mask and a shield. What is wrong with you?
Someone told them to do it.
Well, and that's just it. Look how gullible these people are.
Bill,
look how gullible they are.
You're proving some points here.
I mean, my God.
Do what they say.
There's a lot of people out there. Now, I didn't want to wear a mask when I wasn't vaccinated. Mm-hmm. All right. I did it because I was forced to. When I go in places now, and the majority of these minions are masked and they look at me like I'm some kind of domestic terrorist.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know.
And I want to say, fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I want to go up and punch him right in the mouth. I really do. It's like these assholes that drive 140 miles an hour on the 105 freeway in their Dodge Chargers in and out of traffic. I want to find them and punch them in the mouth too. But we live in a supposed civilized society and you can't do that.
Who do you think people would support if there were bars, restaurants that before the government takes over, much like Cuba or something, who do you think people would support more? The places that do not require masks or vaccines, or the people that mandate it? Who do you think would honestly make more money?
Depending on their region. In LA County, the vaccinated places, because there's a lot of running scared chicken shits down there that believe what everybody's telling them. Me, personally, doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. I'll take my chances anywhere.
Mm-hmm. But hear me out for 2 minutes. My argument is this with vaccination. And yes, if you eventually have to do it, whatever, you have to do it, but it's not mandatory. And I think there's a freedom of choice in this country. There should be freedom of speech. Although you were censored the other day, you're not allowed to say. People don't realize how terrifying all of this is. Oh, it's just a vaccine. Oh, it's just censoring this post. It's a bigger picture here. Where we are at in 2021 is not a good place. I thought 2020 was bad. This is a pretty bad place here. Okay, last thing I'll say vaccine-wise. If you are not vaccinated because you don't fear getting COVID, you don't fear, maybe you're going to get it, but you don't fear the death from COVID. All right, and you tell that to someone and people say, well, you're going to spread it to those people I love. Well, aren't the people you love vaccinated? So I'm coming back to that point, which you and I think disagree on. 99% survival.
Okay. And how do you know they're vaccinated? How do you know? Let's say you're over at my house and you've got it, and a 75-year-old relative of mine is there who's not in good health, and for whatever reason they're not vaccinated, but you think they are.
I think anyone over, I don't know, whatever the 65, 70, whatever, if you're older or do have medical issues, I support the vaccine. I agree with that.
Okay.
I agree.
How do you know you don't have a hidden medical issue?
I'm rolling the dice, Bill. I'm rolling the dice.
Well, all right.
And you know what? And if I die, shame on me. You guys can laugh at me all you want.
Well, but you could, again, we can go round and round and round with this, but take the guesswork out of it and get a fucking shot. Do you know anybody do you know anybody? I can tell you this. I know several people that have died of COVID prior to the shot. And I guarantee you, those folks and their family probably wish that the shot would have been out sooner so they could have taken it. All right. I know of nobody, not one fucking soul that's even come close to getting really, really deathly sick from the shot. Yeah, you get the shot hangover for a day or two. All right, because that's building your immune system. All right, it's designed to do that. All right, it's designed to do that. Now, the good outweighs the bad on it. I'm convinced. Now, again,
I have a question.
I am the most leery. You know, I raise a real like blind eye, not a blind eye, but a raised eye to a lot of shit the government does. But the government, Joe Biden didn't make this vaccine. Okay. Kamala Harris didn't make this vaccine. Jim Jordan didn't make this vaccine. He was a good guy. The fucking scientists did. The scientists did. Okay. These were vigorously tested and approved for an emergency use. Okay. Which means it's well on its way to being approved. So what are we waiting for? You want to keep wearing a fucking mask, wear a mask. I don't want to wear a mask. When I go into LA County, which I'm at a lot, number one, I don't like LA County with mask or no mask. It's a fucked up place. But now I got to wear a mask, even though I've done what I'm supposed to do. All right. And to me, that is unacceptable. Because because their government down there, led by some dipshit, Skeletor-looking blonde-haired skank, decides that we got to wear masks. All right, I call bullshit on that, but that's just the way it is. We can't fight that. We can't.
You can't
fight it.
You're saying we. There's plenty of people who don't share your opinions, Bill.
I understand, but it's going to get you left behind. You're going to be left out of life.
I want to give an analogy here. I believe the country is safer if there's a mandate. If there was a mandate that everyone owned a firearm, that might be crazy thinking.
I want everybody to have the right to wear it.
Oh yeah, yes.
Everybody's
absolutely.
on an equal level.
Because then I think carjackers, burglaries,
Right.
bank robbers, they would be hesitant if not knowing. Man, are you armed or not?
I'll tell you, the days of me wearing gym shorts and shorts are over. I'm wearing blue jeans and I'm strapped.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't give a shit if it's 110 degrees.
That's
outside.
a mandate to me. I think it would be safer if everyone was trained in how to use a firearm. Hang on, let me finish. You've chatted a lot here. I've been respectful. If people had were mandated to own a firearm, had training, and that was law. But there's people listening right now that think that's absolutely crazy. I think sure, there would be some issues, some deaths. I think it would be a lot safer society. However, I agree. I say you also have a right to not own a gun. That sounds crazy to me to tell everyone you have to own one. I believe you have a right to own a gun or to not own a gun. Okay.
Weapons, just like in high school, there's certain classes that you have to take, like math, like English and math and all that. Well, the vaccine is English and math. Okay. That is a core class you have to take. Weapons, that's an elective. Okay. That's an elective. That's just the way the government thinks. And we can't change it.
It was interesting.
You don't have reasonable people that are running this country.
Okay.
Okay. Will we agree on that?
Yeah.
So we have to deal with the insanity the best, most efficient way we can. And that is when they are giving you something that all things lead to saying that it works for you, then do it. Even though you think it's a bullshit idea, sometimes you got to roll over and take it. You have to. I don't like it, but you have to.
Well, I think, Bill, that at some, I disagree with just roll over and take it, because that is what you hear in communist countries, Cuba, all these other places.
Okay, look at the argument. The argument is we've got this deadly virus out there. We're giving you something that's going to let you live.
And to your point, yes.
And to those who want, now they should stop. To those who want it, it's here. To those who don't, enter at your own risk.
Yes.
But they're not stopping there, Matt. They're saying everybody's got to do it. And their argument is valid because it's working. It's fucking working. So they want, it's something that is positive they can use to their advantage to come out and say, take it. Or if you don't want to take it, that's fine. But guess what? You're sitting at home. You're not going to be able to work. You're not going to be able to socialize. You're not going to be able to do this, do that, and the other, because you are not fucking vaccinated.
Two things. Do those who have had COVID, should they be required to take it, even though they still have antibodies and such? And at what age, Bill, in your opinion, should kids be vaccinated?
Okay. Both those questions call for a medical expert, which I am not by any degree.
Fair.
I don't know. I had COVID back in November. They say that it'll back then they said for 6 months you'll be okay. All right. I had my first shot in March, my second in April. That's right around 4 to 5 months. So I was kind of, it depends. It's hard to say. It sure won't hurt you.
You feel good.
I feel fantastic.
Putting a vaccine in your.
I feel fantastic. Bring another one in. Shoot it in me right now. Give me a third.
What about your? What about members of your family who are children?
My son has not got one. I think he's an idiot for not doing it. I've given him the same lecture. My granddaughter is 4. She's too young. They have no,
Why is she too young?
Because it's 12 right now. It's approved for 12 and over.
Yeah. Okay. I know the approval. I'm just saying,
if it's approved, yes, give it to her.
Okay. You're at least consistent there. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Because for whatever reason, remember when this first started, it was like, man, kids in general aren't getting this thing, which is crazy.
Now they're saying
it's an age thing,
but it's minor. What they don't. Okay. What the government is putting all their money on and doing all their bank on is the spread. They don't like the spread. Whether it's spreading a minor cold to everybody or it's death and debauchery to everybody. They don't want the spread, which again is bullshit, but they're in control. We're not.
Yeah.
Like I went back. I think I said it on the Facebook show. Do you want to be right or do you want to be happy?
Oh, like in marriage talk. Yeah.
Believe me, I've had 2 where I thought I was right, and I sure as fuck wasn't happy.
You're ready to be happy.
So you got to pick your battle.
Mm-hmm. What was I going to go with this?
Yeah, I don't know.
Vaccine. Oh, that's what I was going to say. So there's a Mr. Fauci himself on the TV. What about this, Bill? I'm not accusing. I'm not saying anything. Here's a theory, though. It's been, we'll call it a year and a half. I think it's just shy of a year and a half with all this since March of 2020. But one of the things that was lied about, we'll say, and if you brought it up, the origin of COVID-19, that was, if you brought it up that maybe this was formed in a lab for over a year, you were hammered as, that's not right. That's not what happened. You're a science denier, blah, blah, blah. Then it came out that was likely. So my question is, if the whole origin of this thing was in question and you were censored for a year to say that, oh, that's no way it happened, what other possible lies or denials, statistics skewing, you name it, what else can possibly be incorrect information?
A whole shit thing, a shit pot of things could.
Yeah. And we have the Biden administration talking about Facebook, Twitter, promoting all this disinformation, misinformation. That's a fancy word that people just throw around when they don't look at facts and data. It's interesting. So to my point, if one thing has been incorrect, maybe all of it could be.
I found it very suspicious from the beginning that A, you identified this thing so fast. B, you could test for it. And then C, there was a vaccine pretty quick. So again, if you can identify it, obviously you'd have to corral a whole lot of bats to be able to, put together some type of hypothesis on this.
Yeah.
But if you had the test tube where the thing fucking leaked from, it's going to be pretty easy to figure out where it came from. Okay. Now, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor, but I do share a tiny bit of common sense, and common sense tells me that you can identify where it came from, what it is, you can test for it, and then you can get a vaccine rather quickly. Okay. So I thought getting it from a bat was bullshit from the beginning. Okay. All right. How convenient to blame it on some poor fucking bat.
Yeah. Batman's rolling
when
around.
It was some fucking dipshit in a lab that spilled it or drank it, or God only knows what they did. Okay. So that's my take on that. And of course, the government is not going to admit that they were part of this, knew of this. They're going to claim ignorance from the get-go, and they're going to point fingers, fully well knowing they're paying them under the table to just, keep our secret.
Yeah. This is just a joke, but what if we had mail-in vaccinations? Mail-in when there's an ID, vaccination ID at a bar or wherever, and you just say, hey, I mailed mine in.
If it'll fit the Democratic regime, then we'll have those. Okay.
Oh, it's interesting. We're going to get some comments on this show, I think.
Well, good. I mean, it's there is no right or wrong on this. The right is that we're all in this together, and we're all being victimized by the United States government, who is fucking us by pitting us against each other, the masked and the unmasked, the vaxxed and the non-vaxxed.
That's what they're doing.
Exactly. That's what
that is what they are doing.
That's what they're doing. And if we all unite, and in this particular case, get the fucking vaccine to 80%, and they can shut the fuck up and go away and think of some other crazy lunatic thing to deal with down the road, maybe that will be enough to where the United States people in the United States decide enough's enough. We're going to unite. And instead of storming the Congress with a bunch of lunatics, we're going to do it in mass.
Are homeless, are they all getting vaccinated? Are the big wave of illegal immigrants coming across the border in Mexico, which a lot of them are probably ending up in, if we're honest, up in LA County, San Diego County for sure, obviously.
I would hope they are. I would hope they are. I don't know.
Oh.
I would hope they are. I don't know.
It's interesting. There's a whole lot of issues.
I mean, they give them everything else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Billy Barnes.
Well,
what are your peers say? Those who have, and we have some common friends, and we won't say any names, but what do they think? Are they standing firm and like, I don't need a vaccine. I don't want a vaccine. What are the opinions you're hearing?
Okay. Guys my age and maybe down to about 50, they're getting the vaccine. No questions asked. They're doing what they need to do. Some guys are hell bent and say, fuck it, I'm not doing it.
And what's their reasoning?
Because they choose not to.
Okay. And I think that's enough for
Matt, you are preaching to the choir. I've said this time and time again. It's your choice, but the government doesn't think of it that way. They want you to do it. They're forcing you to do it. Therefore, you better by God fucking do it. Is that wrong? Yes, but that's just the way it is. Like Mike Gillespie said at a plate meeting one time when Vanderhook was bitching about West Coast teams not getting any love. Mike looked at him and said,
okay,
that's just the way it is. Okay.
Oh my goodness. It's so funny. I never thought that there would be something that was so divisive, so dividing us, that kind of went between party lines and went between, I'm a firm believer. If you choose not to, you shouldn't have to. Now, well, you're going to super spread and kill my family. It's like, wait a minute.
So is some,
I thought then wear a mask.
So is some fucking, mass killer that goes into a supermarket.
Yeah.
Okay. What the fuck? You open your eyes in the morning and walk out of your house, you're taking your life into your own hands.
Well, and I'll say this, as far as like science, here's what's next, Bill, though. Here's what's next, in my opinion, is that because anything you do in the name of safety, which this is, you can almost do anything in the name of safety. Pretty soon it's going to be, we can't have this air conditioner on because you're killing the planet, and we can control the weather somehow. Pretty soon it's going to be the size of your house. Guns. You have how many guns? You're only allowed 2 guns. You don't need more than that. There is so many things you can
We're
say in the
ways
name
off
of
from
safe.
that. We're
We
ways
are,
off from that.
but where does it start? It starts, I think, with mandates of things of this nature.
This whole COVID thing was a this is my opinion, was a very, very convenient accident to run Donald Trump out of office.
That's a good theory. Convenient
Okay.
accident is
And it was at the right time. They had all the answers. They knew how they were going to proceed with it. They had, okay, now we're going to have to do, because of COVID, because of lockdowns, we're going to have mail-in ballots. Oh, with mail-in ballots, we can control the ballots. Okay, whoever these Democratic jackoffs were that thought of
we
this,
can crush the economy.
bravo, because they knew Trump was a hard ass, and he was going to take a tough line to this and say, fuck it, we're reopening after Easter. If you don't like it, too bad. Okay. It would have been handled a whole lot different, just like Florida's handled it, just like Texas has handled it. Okay. That's the way Trump would have handled it with the whole country.
Mhm.
But it was taken out of his hands. So
what do you make of the leaders such as DeSantis, Greg Abbott in Texas, who are not, because last week when LA put this mandate in,
Mhm.
indoor masking, I think there was a lot of people around the country going, oh man, are we all going back to this?
well, Newsom's not. He's going to let his counties do it because he has a recall election to win, and
I think that's the way in which he is doing this.
Yeah.
Hey, I can't do this because
Mhm.
people are really not going to vote for me,
Right.
but you guys do it. Do it
Right.
countywide.
Now, a part of me thought he was going to come in and be Mr. I'll save the day, and I'll do a governor.
I'll lift it.
I'll lift it.
Yeah.
Well, he's not. He doesn't have the balls I thought he had. So
Well, that was your first mistake.
I know.
So LA County, bad. You cross that border to Orange
Well,
or
let's look
San
at-
Bernardino.
Let's look at
Now
LA,
it's safe.
let's look at LA County.
Mhm.
LA County is filled with a bunch of degenerate fucks. All right. You got the homeless, you got the lame, you got
10
the
million
lazy,
people, I think.
and you got some great people there that are playing, that are doing what they need to do. But you've got a lot of shit, a complete human shit waste in that county that need to be policed. And that's their excuse for putting these masks out, because you've got a bunch of people that are spreading it, that are that living in bad areas and aren't going to get the vaccine. And that's the problem area.
So if this fight goes on a long time, and I'm not saying it will, but if it goes on a long time, at what point does COVID become another virus, just another one of the many viruses that seasonal flu? When does
When the
it become
Democrats decide,
Mhm.
when the government decides it's not a problem anymore, that's when it goes away. Until then,
You mean like in Texas and Florida?
correct.
It's interesting how
Yeah.
that works.
Right. It's a regional virus, Matt.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Okay. In blue states, it's out of control. In red states, no big deal.
I just don't think people fear the death side of it as much as people. It's not fearing a vaccine. It's just like, I don't want to.
Again, you're using common sense. You're being rational. We're dealing with the government within the state of California. They are irrational and they make no sense.
Okay.
So we have to play by their rules.
So we agree, but where we disagree is you say everyone just submit.
just do it.
Just submit.
Let's just get it done, because it's going to happen. Like Newsom said with some law in San Francisco, it's going to happen whether you like it or not.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Okay.
That's what the British said, Bill, back in the early 1770s, I believe.
Thank God I wasn't born yet. Okay. Because I didn't have to withstand that fucking horror.
Those farmers and peasants, they should have just said, England's going to win anyway. Let's back off. Let's just do what they say.
Hey, look, I'm all for, if people say, let's strap up and let's fight the government, I'm all for it. Let's go. Tell me where to show up. And I'm there.
Oh, geez.
Okay. I'm there.
not saying that. I'm not saying
Okay?
that.
No, I'm saying
for
if something
YouTube,
comes up
our overlords.
that we need to stand up and make a hell of a stand. So far, I haven't seen that.
Oh.
But when it does happen, it'll be bad.
I'm
ready.
Yeah.
Like I said, we need that, or we need a fucking war in this country. We need an invasion from somebody to where we all have to fight and fight like hell.
I am all for
And
defense.
I guarantee
defense,
you,
not offense.
guarantee you, COVID will be gone.
Oh, much like
Gone.
it did during the, you know what, COVID vanished? It was weird. It vanished during the riots last year in the summer. If you gathered in places for social justice, COVID went away. But if you gathered for a Trump rally or you gathered for a freedom rally,
who orchestrated all that?
Yeah.
That was to get Trump out of office, and that was to make the Democrats look like the knights in shining armor. All right.
So you don't trust these people.
No.
We agree on that. But you are saying do what they say.
Okay, we are captive. We are being held captive by a bunch of lunatics. Until we have the numbers to fight them, we have to take their small doses of spoonfuls of shit until we get completely sickened by it. Then we can fight. We're not there yet.
Well, I choose, I still have a choice, to support businesses that do not require things as of yet, to go to establishments, to go to counties where that's not required yet. And, workplace is a different story. You do, we all have bosses and things. So let me take a breather from this, Bill. I said this on the pre-show, but I checked the weather today. It does look like hell has frozen over. I agree with the ACLU on something. They tweeted out yesterday, no matter which party is in power, the government cannot be trusted to label truth or fiction any more than Facebook or Twitter. What do you make of that statement a day after you've been censored?
I agree. I agree with the ACLU on that.
It's pretty wild because usually ACLU sputters gibberish, but I found that I was like, whoa.
No, I agree.
Let's check the temperature because hell's frozen over. Let me see. Bill, should we go into what exactly you said on Facebook yesterday? I copied the whole thing. I mean, it's a long one, but
we don't need to repeat it.
You don't need to? No. Okay. If you want to know what Bill said, and
all I basically said in a synopsis was,
let us live.
Let us live.
That part.
Let us live.
Definitely agree.
Let us live. But two things: let us live, or take all the unvaccinated,
round them up,
throw them into quarantine, give them the rations of cheese, and let them live amongst their unvaccinated
political prisoners that we are,
and let us vaccinated live like the free people that we're supposed to be. Fully well knowing that ain't going to happen.
That doesn't sound like tyranny at all.
Okay,
it's
just an idea. It's just a thought. They asked me what was on my mind, and I told them. Okay.
What do you make of social media censoring people? Do you? They censored former President Trump. They censored you.
It's their toy. They can do with it what they want. I think it's bullshit. They only censor things that are against their platform.
Yeah.
They use it as their crutch. They use it as their political sounding board, which is bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a weapon.
It is a weapon.
We could all have, you were asking who that was earlier, Heather Childers. And then there you go. That's a good question too. Pfizer. Which one did you get? Johnson?
Pfizer.
Oh, you got Pfizer.
Mm-hmm. Why? Okay. We're going back to this and I'll say it again.
Okay.
All right. At no time did the experts say this is going to eliminate COVID if you get the shots. It will lessen your sickness. It'll make it very minor. You'll have a stuffy nose, some phlegm, your chest might hurt, but it ain't going to kill you.
And then can you pass it along still?
You still could. You still could. But that's why they want everybody to be vaccinated, so the spread will be less of a sickening spread, okay? There's a method to their fucking madness, and I'm trying to figure it out, and I think I have.
If there's one thing I think we've seen the past year and a half is that I don't think you can control a virus. People have tried with masks, with lockdowns, with vaccinations now. It's still out there. I don't think you can control.
I don't think they want to completely eliminate it because that's
take away money.
Right.
I think there's billions to be made in vaccine, in these companies.
Yeah.
Too.
When sooner or later it's going to be quit. They're not going to give it out anymore. It's going to cost you. Okay. Shit ain't free forever.
No, it's not. Someone pays for it. There's no free lunch. Someone pays for it. Mm-hmm. Free. Look at me,
Yeah. Okay. State of California, every kid, no matter if you're a millionaire's kid or if you're or if you live in a gutter, you go to school, you're getting a free lunch.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Bravo. Guess who's paying for it?
Well done.
Guess who's paying for it?
The homeless.
No.
Who pay taxes? Oh no, it's
Yeah,
not them.
you and me.
Oh, yeah.
I'm buying your, hey, folks, I'm buying your kids lunch.
Hey,
Thank me once in a
Great
while.
guy, Bill
Yeah,
Barnes.
I'm
Ladies
buying
and
your kids
gentlemen,
lunch.
come on.
Anyway, let's all right, enough. We kicked the shit out of COVID. All right. In fact, I think we've kicked the shit out of it so long that it's no longer out there anymore. Okay. We've cured it.
You kicked it.
Yeah, we kicked it.
Bill.
We
All
kicked
right.
it. Okay. Let's talk about these fucking jackoffs. Bezos and
Branson.
Branson. Okay. Memo to you, Mr. Bezos. You're not a fucking astronaut. Okay. You are a rich man with a spaceship that looks like a penis because you don't have one. Okay. That's your phallic symbol that you're take a look at it, folks. Pull up his
Branson.
No. Bezos.
Oh, Bezos.
Pull up his.
Wikipedia.
Branson's probably hung pretty well because his didn't look like that. I guarantee you Bezos is hung like a light switch. Okay. And that's why he's got this big freaking penis looking thing. All right. They even mentioned it on Channel 5 News today and they were laughing about it. So anyway, my point is you're not an astronaut, jack off. Take your fucking cowboy hat off. All right. Show your bald head and go make sure my packages get to my house on time. You are not a fucking astronaut. All right. You're not a pilot. You sit there, okay, and you enjoy the ride. And for you, Branson,
Sir Richard Charles Nicholas Branson.
what is he in charge of?
What
is he?
Businessman, investor, and author. Blah blah blah. He founded the Virgin Group.
Okay, good.
Which controls more than 400 companies.
Well, there you go.
In various
all right,
fields.
Okay,
$4.8 billion.
Go control your virgins and leave the astronauts to NASA. Okay, all right. You guys just need to go piss off. All right. Don't
spotlight, Bill. They got money. They want to be look at guys. Look how great we are. Come on.
Okay. Hey, JFK Jr. wasn't a very good pilot either. You see how it ended with him.
Wow.
I wonder how many of you out there were rooting that those fucking things would crash and burn. I'm not saying I was. I'm not saying I wasn't. Okay. I don't want to see loss of life. Maybe maimed up a little bit. Okay. But, JFK thought he was a pilot. And he couldn't even fly in dark, but he flew anyway because his old lady was too busy shopping all day and forced his hand and he had to fly and he put it in the drink.
Wow. Well, what's next?
I saw it on Air Disasters. Yeah. Okay.
What's Bezos and Branson? What are they doing next? They're going to go to Mars?
Who knows? Just go there and stay there. Okay.
Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, Jeff Bezos.
You haven't heard. Buzz Aldrin is a badass.
So,
He's 91 years old. He still chases women. He still drinks. Okay. He's a badass. Okay. Branson or Bezos couldn't wear half of his jockstrap. Okay. Buzz Aldrin's a badass. I want him on the show. Can you get him?
We'll work on it. We got to get him. I mean, we got to get the moon landing flag and everything. That would be great.
You guys are a joke. Stick to what got you those billions. Okay. Did you look at his spaceship and you tell me what it looks like?
Bezos spaceship. Oh,
Bezos rocket. Just put in Bezos rocket.
I don't know what's going to come up here. Well, that's scary to think about.
It could be that one guy with that.
Oh, you're right.
Well, gee whiz.
That is overcompensating.
You think?
Okay.
Put it on the camera.
Oh my goodness.
Put it on the camera, Matt.
See if I can find this out.
Get some audio visual going here for
I guess so.
In our show's history.
I don't know.
Okay, for those that haven't seen it.
Yeah, hard to see.
Well, you got to tilt it another way because it's the lights. Yeah. Anyway, do yourselves a favor, folks. Google
Bezos
rocket.
Wow.
And you're going to see the sex toy of the year.
The tip up there. Man.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Oh, that's a disgusting thought. Oh boy, Amazon.
Okay. Here's something else. All right. I've been diving into the black web lately. The undercurrent of the black web, down deep and dark and on conspiracy theories.
Oh, okay.
Have you heard the latest one?
I have not, Bill. Share with us.
Kobe Bryant was flying the helicopter when it crashed.
Shut up.
He was the guy holding the stick.
No. Come on.
Who's to say he was? Again, folks, I'm not saying he was.
Where'd you come up with that?
I read it.
From who?
Somebody's theory. Unnamed sources said that
he wanted to play with the
Okay. Here's the thing. And I know this having spent considerable time in a helicopter in my career. I learned how to fly the thing just in case the pilot
keeled over.
had a heart attack
Yeah.
or was shot or God only knows. And that happened in Riverside, New Year's Eve, I believe about 1995, 96, over a shitty area of town. The pilot was shot. He got shot with a high caliber weapon through his foot,
Oh man.
completely incapacitated. The flight officer, which I used to be, landed the helicopter safely in an intersection and got help for him. I learned how to fly. I could land it, fly it if need be.
Wow.
As many times as Kobe was in a helicopter, you don't think he learned to fly the fucking thing? Just in case that happened?
Perhaps, but do you think it would be a good time to do that when there was all that fog? I can't see that happening.
I can't either personally, but I'm just saying, I read that.
Ooh, we did get the vaccine logo, or
Good.
we got the COVID information
Of course
on
we did.
our
Of course we did.
Facebook Live.
Of course we did. Anyway, that's okay. Now, the FAA, I will say this: when they go in and investigate a crash site like that, unless everything's burned beyond recognition, which I don't think it was, they will fingerprint the instruments.
Okay.
However, most pilots wear gloves. All right. So if that was the case, what these, and I'm not saying it is at all, okay? Trust me, I'm just bringing up shit. All right. I'm just making people think. And I'm probably going to get a letter from Vanessa Bryant's attorneys telling me to shut the fuck up. Okay. And I'm going to say, write me a check and I will. Okay.
Capitalist you are.
Exactly. It's my opinion. Again, they do a thorough investigation. Is that something they would cover up? No. So here, riddle me this. Vanessa sued the helicopter company, right?
Yes.
They settled. What if she sued and they paid for something her husband did?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, all you Kobe lovers out there want to probably come and kick me in the teeth right now. And if I loved Kobe, I would too. But I was lukewarm with him. Great basketball player, But anyway, I'm just reporting on what I've kind of read. I've gotten some opinions from people, and they kind of say, you don't know. I mean, do you have certain 100% fact that the guy the pilot was flying it? No, you don't. There's no eyewitness. Nobody, there's nobody around to say positively he wasn't.
You've investigated scenes before when there is basically something that was on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Can you find fingerprints?
No.
Okay, so it's all
it's burnt. It's
gone.
dust.
Yeah.
It's dust.
So this is just a wild theory you're throwing out with no.
I'm not throwing it out.
Oh, okay, you're just relaying.
Other people,
Fine.
maybe a lot smarter or a lot more stupid than me, have put it out there.
Okay.
And I'm just saying because it makes you think. It makes you think.
Yeah.
All right.
I guess so.
And that's what, we still, as Americans, they haven't taken that right away from us yet to think.
What else? So that's a wild conspiracy theory. I give it to you. That's something
Really
out there.
wild.
What
Really wild.
What else is on your mind? I have some other topics too.
Well,
but
I
go ahead.
finished. Well, you haven't, so I won't give away the ending.
Oh yeah, you guys are killing me
I
downstairs.
finished Bosch.
Okay.
I thought it was a dog shit ending. I didn't like it. I'm sorry to see the series stop. I'm not sure which direction the sequel is going to go. I'll tell you this. The best detective on that show, the most realistic, the best one, the most realistic was Jimmy Robertson.
Which was who?
The guy from New York. I think he's Puerto Rican.
Oh, Jimmy. Yes.
Jimmy's
seen him yet.
He comes back on the show.
Okay. Don't.
He's the best one. The most realistic
I like him.
of Bosch and his tattoos, and he walks around with no jacket on, like he's king of the great.
Everything Jimmy does.
Jimmy is spot on. Robbery homicide division. He's got it all. Shitty driver, drives like a maniac, goes where he wants, drinks where he wants. He's an old guy about my age. Hits on hot chicks. They hit back. Perfect.
The look on his face.
That is Jimmy.
Yeah.
Jimmy Robertson, his character on that is the most accurate of any on there.
Okay.
And I'm glad they brought him back. And I hope he's got a piece in the sequel because I like him.
Okay. Cool. Well, I'll have to check that out. Hopefully you guys haven't ruined it all for me yet. What was I going to say? Did you see that play in Major League Baseball with the little
Yes.
swinging triple. The little my buddy on that call, my buddy, AAA guy, Jeremy Riggs, pumps that thing fair
ball,
and he was
right. He was right.
The pitcher, and then
Taiwan Walker, who pitched ironically in the last high school game I ever did.
You got to
at Yucaipa.
Oh my!
I kicked his catcher out.
That's right. You've told that story. Okay, so that was him.
That was him.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, my boy Riggs pumping it and then ejecting the manager, and then that's a great attaboy. That's a tough call in real speed and stepped off the ledge and got it right. And man, that was awesome for my buddy there. And then our good friend Corey Blazer had an ejection last night, Bill. It was regarding a check swing pitch. He said no. The pitcher went to the dugout, and then he's saying F you, and then finally flips Corey the bird, and Blazer ejected him. Like that's kind of a no-brainer.
Well, how about the weekend series? You had some this last weekend. The weekend series in New York with Boston. That was a series from hell for those guys.
Oh, usually is too.
You got the left fielder from Boston getting hit with a ball from the crowd. So Cora took his team off.
Oh yeah.
And then they
Verdugo, former Dodgers,
persuaded him to come back out. And then you had, my friend Jeff Nelson got smoked, and he decided to stay in, and he stayed in. So, and then, then everybody said after that, his game went to shit. I don't know. I didn't watch the game. I saw him call one outside pitch that was really outside. I will say that. And then Laz kicked out a bench coach and a player with his usual dismiss, just go.
Gotta go.
And then simultaneously in Washington, you've got the shooting right outside the ballpark.
How crazy was that, man?
Par for the course, sign of the times. People are pissed off. People are angry. It's everybody coming out of COVID. It's the COVID hangover. Everybody's angry, pissed, jacked up.
I heard what happened. There was, I don't know how many guns, but a few guns jumped in a car. They drove themselves over to the ballpark themselves. And these guns just started firing.
Yeah.
Without anyone pulling the trigger.
Absolutely.
It was amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
Guns can drive and shoot by themselves.
No, you had people shooting at
did.
people, causing a massive,
somewhat gang related, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah. Causing a massive stampede out of the ballpark. Fans were running into the dugouts.
Yeah, that was good player. I mean, people didn't know where the shooting was coming from.
The Padre team, I believe, was on the field at the time, and they ran over because if you're friends and family, you have decent seats.
Yeah,
they got their family and got them in the dugout with them, and then you had and they suspended the game, and as they should. And it's crazy. It's just sign of the times.
You know who people were looking for? Who were they looking? How do you pronounce them? Police. They were looking for police for help. How weird. How crazy. In a scary situation like that they were looking for help from police.
You are never wanted unless you're wanted.
Yeah.
Okay.
No kidding. That was a scary scene. Glad that there was only a couple people hurt. That could have been, that was crazy. People didn't know that the shooting was inside the stadium or outside.
Now, to me, if I'm sitting in Dodger Stadium, and I hear shots in the parking lot, I'm not gonna be able to hear it.
Yeah, right.
DC, they must have a different acoustical type system there to where you can hear shit outside of the stadium.
Maybe if you're like the outfield at Dodger Stadium, how they have that kind of gap and the bullpens. Maybe if it's right outside there, but
that would be par for the course in LA, and people wouldn't bat an eye.
People would be like, they keep drinking their beer or whatever.
Whatever.
Like, whatever. Gunshots.
Right.
This is LA.
But DC, and DC's no, walk in the park. But still, that was quite odd.
Man, this is scary. We saw, I was like, what in the world? So you practice rain delays, you practice power outage. You don't go over tests for
actually when I refereed football way back, this is like 1998, Ramona High School in Riverside. There was a drive-by shooting on Jefferson Street, which was on the west side of the one bleacher area. We heard the shots, and we all just we just went to the ground.
Wow.
We pro'd out. And then when everything was clear,
back up,
fired it up.
Let's get going. I mean, I could see it without an earthquake or something, but drive-by shooting. There
was a drive-by shooting, and so we hadn't pre-gamed that. Luckily, most of us knew what to do, and we just hit the deck.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, no kidding. What did I see? That picture, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, just bouncing around different things here. I did see our good friend Freddie posted this. Did you see that out here because it's relatable. Riverside, did you see in Riverside is among 3 motels that is housing. Let's see. Their funding will come from the state. They're going to house homeless basically in 3 different hotels in Riverside, in Palm Springs, and I think it was Hemet.
Mhm.
I mean, and apparently they've been, were they exposed to COVID?
God.
I don't know. But what do you do, Bill? What do you do with the homeless crisis? Putting them in hotels hasn't worked. I mean, paying, what is your solution to the homeless? It's a big issue in LA.
Well, my solution is that you enforce vagrancy laws. Okay.
Okay.
If you're a vagrant, you go to jail. And if we don't have enough room, then we start building them out in the middle of the Mojave Desert.
Create jobs.
We create jobs. We have the homeless supervise the homeless inside a fenced area. And we can draw.
What about shelters? I hear that all the time. Could we build homeless shelters, or are they just gonna? Those will turn into
those will turn into
anarchy.
You know, yeah. I mean, you can paint a turd gold, but it's still going to be a turd, unless that turd is out in the middle of nowhere where nobody can see it or have to deal with it. Yeah. It's a long walk from Trona to LA. Okay,
Trona, Bill.
All right.
We played football at Trona.
Well, that's a long walk, isn't it?
Oh my goodness.
All right. That's in the middle of nowhere, isn't it?
No grass.
No grass.
Moon rock.
Okay. All right. These people are either going to get jobs real quick, or they're going to start accepting, places that will accept them. But the vagrancy will come to an end.
Mm.
It will come to an end if you put them in places where it's very, very, very hot and miserable to be vagrant.
Yeah, I mean, they do go to the big cities.
If you want it to go away, you'll think of a way.
Yeah.
All right.
You got to try something.
You got to try something.
It's getting worse. And like the cost of living here in California is it's astronomical.
And if they were just homeless people just laying around and waiting to die, that's one thing. But these are violent, sick, twisted fucks that want to fuck with you.
Mm-hmm. A lot of drugs going through those tents too.
Right.
I mean, it's very sad.
That's why they won't take the hotel rooms, because there's rules. They don't want rules. They want to live in their tent and just be gorked out all day.
Yeah.
And wait till the next day and get gorked out again.
Oh man, it's so crazy. It's so but you got people who are not homeless who won't work still. I mean,
yeah, because our the infinite wisdom of our government is paying them.
Pay everybody.
Pay them to stay home. Okay. I was offered a job as a bartender at the Yard House the other day.
Oh yeah.
Okay. They said, "Hey man, we'll hire you. You can be working tonight." I go, I haven't slung a drink in my life except for my own. That's all right.
No experience
That's
needed.
all right. If they want a Coors Light, you look at Coors Light and you pull the tab.
I think we're seeing the whole lack of wanting to. One of the best advice you gave me was, for years I was umpiring, I was chasing that and Uber driving, and I still do that, but you said, get a job, man. You got to get a job. And you told me, and finally I did it, and I couldn't be happier. I put all the nonsense behind me. You got benefits and this and that, but you feel this sense of productiveness too. Maybe not everyone feels that way with their job, but
well, I'm glad, at age 35, you finally figured out you might need a job.
36,
be a functional human being. I mean, some of us are late. That's okay.
I had other, what would you call them? Evocations or whatever, but nothing that drove me and was kind of my identity. Mm-hmm. We all have jobs. They don't always identify us, but there's a lot of, there's fake news, Bill. There's a lot of fake adults out there. There's a ton of fake adults.
Oh, yes.
Yes. And I'm not talking like 19-year-olds. I'm talking like,
no, there's 60-year-olds. There's guys my age that are completely fucking clueless. Okay. They're complete zeros. Oh yeah. Definitely.
Fake adults.
They are fake. Yeah. It's all.
And I'm self-admitted. I was a fake adult for a long time. I'm not a real adult yet, but I'm.
Oh no, there's a slew of them.
I'm working there. I mean, it's an epidemic. It's spreading. That lifestyle spreading.
Because it's a society of complete mediocrity. Not even that.
Oh man. I mean, think back to the 50s and it was all about, hey, get a job, work hard. You can become anything, buy that house, this and that. Now it's well, don't work, they'll pay you, or maybe do something part-time. Hey, what are we protesting today? There's nothing, there's no purpose.
The deterioration of the family system has deteriorated the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Back in the 50s, 60s, to
family values.
some degree, you had a father that worked, came home, his wife had a Cutty Sark waiting for him, had his drink. She took off his hush puppies. She rubbed his feet. She's in her apron. She scurried off, made him another Cutty Sark, made dinner, made sure he was happy. All right. Okay.
Rolls.
He was the provider. Okay. She took care of the household. You got kid A, kid B, 12 and 10. All right. He was the CEO. They didn't talk to him. He didn't talk to them. Everything went through the mom. And if she couldn't handle it, it was the old wait till your father gets home.
Oh, those were the words. Ooh.
That pretty much yanked him into shape.
Yeah.
Okay. So those days are over.
Imagine being a mother and not being able to say that. Wait till your father gets home, because in some cases, unfortunately,
who is my father?
Yeah, in some cases,
I have a father. I didn't know that.
And it's not to say single parent households cannot be successful, but not having that threat as a kid. Oh, I would have done all kinds of stuff. My dad would tell me. His dad, my grandfather, I met like once. My dad's dad left when he was a teenager, and my dad gave my grandmother, his mom, all kinds of grief as a kid, as a teenager, because there was not that threat. Wait till your dad's home. And, yeah, we've all heard that a time or two. I guarantee that's not even said anymore.
Well, see, my mom was a bit different. I didn't fear her, hitting me or anything else. But what I feared was her embarrassing the living shit out of me.
That's the mom card.
Yeah. Showing up to school, coming in the middle of class and yanking me by my ear and bitch slapping me in like 9th grade or something for whatever. That was my fear, because she told me, she goes, if this happens again, I will come to school. I will take time out to work. I will come to school. I will walk into your classroom and I will embarrass you.
Yeah.
And the thought of that.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
It frightens me to this day.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I think my mom took me to school or whatever. And, I was getting that age where I'm too tough to hug my mom. Right? She was like, give me a hug or whatever, say goodbye. And I was like, She goes, if you don't do that, tomorrow I'm walking you to your first class in pajamas. I mean, she said she did stuff like that, and I believe her. And I'd give anything.
Said she would come in rollers in her hair, okay, with her pajamas on, and embarrass at 2:00 in the afternoon and embarrass the shit out of me.
And she still might today, like you said. To your point.
I'm still thinking she's going to come in this door at any time, and hit me with a friggin' fly swatter.
Yeah, I think family values have disintegrated. It's not to say those roles always had to be that way. Both of my parents worked. We were in, childcare and this and that. But I just think overall family values and the whole concept of going to church as a family. I mean,
fear is a great intimidator. I don't give a shit what anybody says.
Oh, amen to that.
Fear is a great deterrent to do things you shouldn't do.
Why do you show up to work on time? Because if you don't do it enough times, they're going to fire you.
Right.
You have to fear that consequence.
Yes.
Yeah. You got to know fear.
Right.
K-N-O-W, not no N-O. You got to know fear and be willing to do what you're supposed to do, which we're not doing anymore. So,
how long have we gone?
Anyway, Bill. Yeah, it's about an hour 20.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Time has flown by. Hey, I know I'm not vaccinated, but can I shake your hand? Can we shake hands after?
We'll do this.
Oh my! Come on, meet.
All right.
Hey, for those not watching on YouTube, that was a handshake. We might be kicked off of YouTube.
No, we disagree, but we agree to disagree.
Yeah,
and we get kind of like Bill O'Reilly and Geraldo Rivera. Of course, I'm Bill O'Reilly, and my liberal asshole friend over here is
I'm the liberal
Geraldo.
Oh, I'm the liberal one. Really?
So I'm right and he's wrong.
We'll ask the audience today who they think's the liberal one after our discussion. I want feedback from this show. I want everyone out there listen. I know how many people listen. If I don't get 10 comments, emails regarding this entire show, whether I'm wrong, Bill's wrong, whatever, maybe you're both idiots. Give us some feedback, because I thought it went well and it was intense.
Let us know what you think about if Kobe was flying or not.
Ooh,
let's no. Again, I'm not trying to raise shit. I'm just trying to make you guys think out of the box.
Yeah, there you go.
Crazy things happen. All right. Who would have thought JFK would have been a horseshit pilot and put it into the drink? Okay. Who'd have thought that? And again, to our crazy millionaires with their toys, go fuck yourself.
That's a good one to end on. I'd wear my 1776 shirt today because I knew we'd be a heated discussion. Bill Barnes, bright red shirt, bright red face. You were ready to go today. Thanks for doing this with me. And I look forward to next week. We're going to do it hard again next week.
Well, maybe we'll have some shit that'll fly and we'll be able to deal with it. I don't know. As
soon as we stop recording here. Guys, thank you for listening to this episode of the Weekly Wednesday Weigh-In with my good man, Bill Barnes. We will see you next week. Everybody, get home safe.
Wear your mask.